Well, I'm sitting in the bridge. That's the bridge authority. That's Canada, right? That's Peace Bridge. That's the river, and that's Buffalo. And I sent a text message. I sent a text message to my escort driver because, you know, he's waiting for me. And Buffalo, I forgot about this, but yeah, basically I said, what's business districts? Because that's what my permit says. No driving in business districts in Buffalo from 7 to 9. And he says, well, it's pretty much the area we'll be driving, you know, from the border. So, because we're very close to downtown. So we had to wait till, you know, this time. And so I showed up here at 8:45. And I got a direct line to the supervisor. You know, I found that number and I programmed it. So as soon as I hit that number, the supervisor responds. Supervisor, Bridge Authority. I said, oversize, 11.6 wide, 13.10 tall. And he says, how heavy? I said, 172. And he's, 172? Oh, I said, hey, I got a PBA number, like the permit, you know, approval number to cross the bridge. What's the number? Gave him the number. Okay, sit tight. We're going to charge you $100 Canadian. So it's $70 Canadian because it's only 9 o'clock. If this was like 10 minutes after 12, they would charge me double that. It's 200 Canadian or 140 US. And so I'm saving a lot of money. I have no idea what the escort will cost. Probably $600-800 because he's taking me all the way to Baltimore, and I'll have to pay for his hotel probably because he has to sleep somewhere. And that's what they always add, the hotel charge. I'll make sure he's not staying at Holiday Inn. You can be sure of that. And my Maryland permit, 45 miles from the PA Maryland line to the port, 45 miles. The permit costs $795 US, $795, and everything is in caps. Permittee responsible for damage, permittee must do this, permittee must do this. Sounds like amputee, but it's permittee, so me, like the guy holding the permit. Must have police escort, must call this, must call that. Jesus, like I couldn't sleep, you know, like I got so frightened, you know, all these warnings, basically you'll be arrested or thrown into jail if you don't do this. And so like, I never did this police escort business, like, okay, there's a phone number there, and they say, must call the first county where you enter. Alright, I have no idea what counties in Maryland are, so I click on one town there, and I look it up in Wikipedia. It says Baltimore County, so it looks like it's all Baltimore County. So I call that number, book the police guy. He's meeting us there tomorrow at Maryland line at 9. We'll do the first stop at the TA in Dansville, okay? Just grab some water, check change, and keep going.
Copy that.
And from my experience, even though it's like 140 kilometers, you know, like 90 miles, it takes 2 hours.
Okay. Sounds good to me. Whatever you want to do and wherever you want to stop, just give me a heads up.
This is still Niagara, right?
Yes.
You know, once I was driving here, I missed the bridge. I mean, I missed my turn because the sign was covered all in snow. And you know, it was impossible to see. It was like absolutely covered in snow. And I went under a little bridge. A cop showed up, but it was very nice, didn't give me a ticket.
Yeah, that's good, because this time of the year, yeah, if it is snowing pretty bad and signs are covered, boy, it's just very easy to make a mistake, and hopefully they're understanding about that.
Yeah, basically I was supposed to make a right turn, and I could not see that. I went under, and then I see the bridge was like, you know, 13.8 or something, so I had to, one guy says, hey, take the arm of your excavator and extend it in the back and put the bucket basically 1 inch off the ground, and that's what I did.
Oh boy.
Alright, you see in the ahead it says 266 left, 265 straight, and that's 265, that's Tonawanda, I think. keep going straight.
Copy that. Eventually we'll hit Amherst Street.
Yeah, that's the next one.
I got a car turning left up here. There's 3 cars to my right. The first one is turning left.
No, we're going straight.
I realize that, but I'm back. I'm allowing this car in front of me to turn left. It's going to be cutting me and you off here.
Yeah, no rush. Like we're gonna take it slow because this is only my third time with this. I just bought these, you know, Jeep and Stinger.
Yeah. See, he was going to cut us off, so I wanted to give him a little room.
Yeah, Tonawanda Street. That's right.
There's a lot of construction going on in this neighborhood.
Take a long time. Basically we're going, this is the bridge, we're going like this around, and then we're cutting like once we hit New York 5, which is Main Street, we should be good. But over here there's gonna be some parks, I think. Yeah, like there's gonna be a park on the right. I drove here before.
You know what, I'm kind of on the street, so we'll continue straight onto Amherst Street.
Yeah, it just turns, we bear right. And I think Tonawanda goes left somewhere, but we don't need that. We need Amherst and then New York 5.
Copy that. I got a police officer pulling out to the right up here.
Well, actually, wait, it says Amherst left, Tonawanda left. So which way are we going? I think we're going, yeah, we're going right.
Copy. Amherst Street is to the right here.
Because, yeah, left is 24-inch clearance.
So now we're on Amherst Street.
Love this thing.
We're good on the turn.
Yeah, I see 265 goes left, and so we don't need that.
Copy that, we'll continue straight.
Some people will probably see me, you know, sometimes I have a feeling like this. I'm driving with a big load and I have a feeling somebody is, you know, filming. I don't know why. Maybe because I'm always in this mood to create a video, but I think sometimes, you know, maybe somewhere over here there's a kid, you know.
We're a couple miles away from 5.
Roger.
Be turning left on 5 up here in a couple miles, which will be Main Street.
Yes, sir. But imagine, right? That's, you know, it's kind of like a cool feeling, you know. Maybe somebody somewhere, like a, you know, 5-year-old kid, I don't know, 10-year-old kid, and he sees my truck, and maybe he says, "Oh shoot, you know, I want to be a trucker like that," you know.
You got a lot of parked cars to your right-hand side, a pretty narrow street, so be careful.
Yeah, especially since most people here don't have insurance.
Yeah, I know, that's the bad thing about it.
Yeah, I saw the white lights. The guy was trying to back from the yard, and I turned off the volume on my tablet, but I programmed the first stop TA in Dansville, and I said no tolls. And this thing just goes totally crazy, reroutes me. It tries to find, see, now it wants me to go on 199. And by the way, people keep asking me, right, like, how do I get around using just Google Maps? How do I get around just using the Google Maps? But that's why, because I have my route, you know, I have to do it manually because I have to follow the permit. And if I have time, sometimes what, you know, you can do that on Google Maps, right? You can do, you know.
The car parked up to the right here. Getting a little narrow as you get to this, past this intersection.
Yeah, I'll just stick closer to the middle.
Copy that. I'll stay to the middle and try to guide everybody way over too.
Yeah, if it would help if you had a Dodge pickup truck.
Yeah, I know. I'm thinking about it. Come summertime.
Yeah, I'm a big fan. I'm telling you, I had the Ford F-150, and that thing, I invested so much money in this. Looked at and made it look like very nice, but when I got a Dodge Ram, there was much more power, and actually the fuel economy was better.
Yep, definitely. I'm looking at something new this coming summertime. I want to get through one last winter, and then come spring or summer, I'm going to be looking at something different.
Yeah, and now I got rid of pickup trucks. Now at home I have a 6.4 liter Challenger. That thing is a beast, you know, especially in the snow. Lots of fun with rear wheel drive.
Oh, nice, yeah. Especially with the winters we get around here up north, you know, it's definitely good to have something like that.
No, this is, you know, Challenger. It's just a car, right? The rear wheel drive, so there's no all-wheel drive. It's a bit tricky. But, you know, most of the time I'm in my truck, so I wanted like a fun toy, a sports car. So that thing, it's, you know, 485 horsepower. It's a beast.
Oh, okay, yeah, I was thinking Dodge Ram. Yeah, the Challengers are beautiful cars for sure. How good are they on gas?
No, not very good, but you know, for me that's not important. I used to freak out about that before, but now I'm just, in 1 year I did 11,000 kilometers, which is like 7,000 miles.
Well, that's not bad. No, not bad at all. Okay, we just got a red light.
Alright, what is this? Delaware, okay.
Yeah, we're still about a mile away from our New York 5 Main Street, where we'll be turning left.
Yeah, and after Main Street, that's where we'll hit these, you know, what you said, left, right, left, right.
Truck to the left was coming in pretty hot.
Yeah, the Challenger, if I'm on the freeway, one full tank of gas, which is about 65 liters, I don't know, 20 gallons, it's good for about 450 kilometers, which is what, like 240, 250 miles, that's it.
Wow, that's pretty good. Yeah, I can, with this car, if I've got a full tank of gas, I can get about 320 miles before I run out.
Yeah, so that one, of course, you know, that one has a much bigger engine, you know, 470 torque, 485 horsepower, so, but I just like, I love that car, you know, it's so, hold on, 7 a.m., 4 p.m., 50 miles per hour.
Nice. Sounds like it's a beautiful car for sure. I have seen some of the Challengers there. It's definitely beautiful. And you're right, gas doesn't matter because, you know, you should want what you want and not worry about the gas, you know?
Yeah, Dutch slow down, 50 miles per hour on school days.
Copy that. Yeah, this is a private school to your left here, Nichols. Yeah, it costs like $20,000 a year to send your child to that school.
Really? In Buffalo? 20 grand a year?
Yeah, that school there especially. It's one of the nicer private schools.
Oh, it's like a theater and music and stuff like that?
Yeah, it's got a little bit of everything. It's definitely for the rich people that live around here.
Oh, I think I know this area. There's a zoo somewhere here, right?
I do believe.
Yeah, Buffalo Zoo.
Yep.
I do photography sometimes, so sometimes I come to New York, you know, in my car with go to some parks. I wanted to come here, but never did to the zoo.
Yeah, it's around here somewhere. I've been to it once, but not for probably 20 years. What I remember, it was a really nice zoo.
Yeah, I went a couple of times. There's a few, you know, nature reserves near, what's that town? Like first town where there's Highway 63, New York 63 and I-90.
Yep.
Yeah, they have lots of large birds over there. How did you get into this line of work?
Well, my wife is a dispatcher. I don't know if you know Jody that are with M&T Escort. They get call and order vehicles.
Yeah, I talked to her.
Yeah, it's my wife. We just got married 8 months ago, and I do contracting work, side jobs, electrical, plumbing, carpentry, and it's nice work. It pays well, but it's not very steady. You know, you could either be busy or not. She said, why don't you do some escorting on the side? And about a year ago, I got into it.
Why don't you do some escorting? That sounds kind of like, you know, double meaning.
I know, I wanted to be a male escort, but this isn't the kind I kind of had my dream set on years ago. It's a different kind of male escort. I kid my buddies about that.
Yeah, then imagine your wife is the dispatcher, quote unquote, you know, and you're the escort.
I know. She's my madame. She sets up all my male escorting.
Oh boy.
Yeah, so I can still do this when I'm able to and do my side jobs when I'm able to, and because this isn't very steady neither. If I work once or twice a week, I'm lucky. And the same with my carpentry and contracting work. So one feeds off the other and it works out pretty well. So I'm definitely one of your newer escorts that you've probably been working with over the years. I did go to the port of Baltimore before. About 2 months ago, I took a trucker off in that direction.
But I forgot, at the port, I think you can leave me at the gate, right? Or do you need to come with me? Because I have the tweak card.
Yeah, I can leave you at the gate. Once I get in the gate, I'm good to go. But I take you right to that destination as far as the gate goes.
Okay. Yeah, I'm still fuming over the cost of the permit. Imagine, New York was 40 bucks, Pennsylvania 450, and Maryland, only 45 miles, was 800 bucks.
Oh my God, that's terrible for just what you're dealing with.
Yeah, because there was a 250 for Maryland, 250 for the city of Baltimore, and then 250 for the police escort. And then if you don't make to your destination within 4 hours, they will charge you extra for the police escort per hour.
Wow. Talk about taking you for a ride, that's for sure. And I know a lot of the tolls in the state of Maryland are outrageous too. When I went to the port of Baltimore here a few months ago, you know, you go through states and you pay $2 or $3 a toll here and there, $4. I went into Maryland and some of the tolls wanted $18 and $22 and $14 and geez.
Yeah, it's kind of like in New York City, right? They can be pretty high.
Absolutely. It gets a little tight down here. I'm going to try to push everybody off to the side.
Yeah, I'll just slow down.
Okay, junction 5 is coming up here. We're going to be turning left onto Main Street. We'll get a red light.
we need 5 east, I think.
Yes, it'll be a left-hand turn.
Yeah, then we go for 2 miles and we turn left on Bailey Avenue.
Copy that. Okay, left on Main Street. Just turn red.
Oh, it's okay. At least it is, you know, wide and not very sharp.
Copy that. Yeah, there's a nice wide swing on this turn.
Yeah, now it's gonna be fun part, you know. Left on Bailey, a right on Grover Cleveland, a right on Sheridan, left on Main.
Yeah, I know. You could never get situated on any one long run before you got to make another turn, it seems.
Yeah, but once we get to Sheridan Drive, it's gonna be, after that we stay on Sheridan for like 8 miles, and after that it's gonna be better.
Copy that. Bailey Avenue will be 62, Route US 62.
Yeah, New York 62, and after that 263.
Copy that, then back to 324 on Sheridan Drive. Yeah, this bounces us all over the place, doesn't it?
Well, we'll have to go very slow on US 20.
Copy that, we got a green arrow. Got plenty of room, swinging on the round. Got a light run up the center on this?
Yeah.
Copy.
Let's not miss that Bailey Avenue.
Yeah, it should be up there in a mile or two, a mile and a half. Yeah, we got a red light we're waiting on up here. Just turn green.
I think I can see that, but this guy's very good. If I don't see the green light, that's definitely something wrong with my eyesight. Okay, LaSalle. See, I cannot be in that lane because there's cars parked right there and it's too close, and I cannot be in I cannot be in this lane because there's no barrier over there and people will run into my trap.
Turn green.
We'll keep recording until we hit something solid, you know, where I just wanted to show you guys. I did this video before, I remember lots of guys enjoyed it, so we are just doing this basically 9-axle, you know, cutting through downtown Buffalo with a 9-axle rig. Okay, wind spear. Where's Bailey? have that sign again, 50 miles per hour.
Copy.
Today is a school day, right?
Yeah, it's Monday through Friday, so definitely school going on. 62 is coming up, which will be turning left onto Bailey.
Is that red light in the distance?
Yes, it's not this green light, it'll be the next one.
Therefore.
Yep, I think you just got stuck at a red light, didn't you?
Yep. Oh, check this out. University Presbyterian Church. Very nice. So yeah, we're turning left on Bailey, and then we stay there 0.3 miles, and we turn on Grover, Cleveland Highway. And basically, as soon as we turn on Bailey, we're turning on Grover.
Yeah, I know it's a quick 1 and 2, but yeah, Bailey's coming up here. Just waiting on you to clear that red light.
So I'm turning there where you are, right?
No, it'll be right past this light, but I'm just sort of waiting on you right now.
Oh, therefore.
If I were to turn left right here, I'd go into the subway parking lot, but I just got a red light.
I wonder what would happen if I went in there.
Oh boy, that would create quite a stir, wouldn't it?
Yeah, they would have to call police, tow trucks, you know, because I wouldn't be able to get out.
Yeah, that would be a little difficult to maneuver your way out of that.
Oh, this is a nice.
Not turning left yet.
This is a nice area. Like the guy said, did you hear what he said about the school? He says that school we passed was like $20,000 a year. Bye-bye. Bye. Who is he running from? I have no idea. Nobody's chasing the guy and he's running. That's suspicious behavior. Okay, somewhere here, I think. Yeah, so yeah, this one. I think the second one. Yeah, this is the mall.
That's Genesee, so 62 is up here a little further.
I think we're turning right.
On the Bailey Avenue.
Yeah, I thought it was left.
Yeah, unless we turn left once we get on the Bailey Avenue. Right up here, we want to take 62 north.
Oh yeah, and then we're turning left on that Grover thing.
Yeah, that's why it was so quick. We're only on Bailey for a blink. And now we turn left at this red light.
Yeah, but this is still 62, which means that there's still gonna be 263 somewhere here.
Correct. I just turned green.
Yeah, this is a bit tight.
Yeah, definitely. Careful. Looking good.
And the booster, freaking unbelievable.
Okay, you got the clear. You're clear of all the oncoming traffic.
And the booster saves the day once again. Unbelievable. I'm telling you, if I had my 4-axle.
Okay, we're not on Bailey too long, but we're going to be turning right on Grover Cleveland Highway.
Yeah, 263 Grover Cleveland. Yep.
Yeah, it's not too far down the road here.
Yeah, and then we go 1.3 miles to Sheridan.
Copy that.
Yeah, I see it. Next light.
Turning right here. Fresh green. Okay, well, welcome to Grover Cleveland Highway.
10-4. Yeah, so we're turning right on Sheridan, right?
Correct, 324 Sheridan.
Yeah, I was saying about that US 20. It has lots of some crazy hills. It'll take us some time there because I'm pretty heavy, 172.
Yeah, once we get out in that area, it's definitely out in the country. We do have a lot of highs and lows and hills and everything we got to negotiate around. Coming soon.
That's Sheridan 324. Yeah, it should be 324, I think.
Correct.
Okay, I got a red light.
Copy that.
It's probably the next light. This is Agate Road. Yeah, we are on Grover Cleveland Highway. And so we're turning right on New York 324 Sheridan, and then we stay on that one for almost 8 miles to New York 5. And so, yeah, once we turn on Sheridan, it's gonna be easier because then it's much longer stretches on the same road. So this was the most difficult part. And once we hit 390, after that, that's like, you know, child's play, because it's all gonna be freeways.
Okay, I'm trying to get out here. Okay, we're good to go. 324. Coming soon.
It's probably before that bridge.
Yeah, this should be Sheridan Drive, and we'll be turning right.
Now the good thing, you know, when you have an excavator is that you can always rearrange something if something is too narrow or too low.
Yeah, just push a whole bunch of stuff out of your way. We won't have a problem with that.
Especially since I have the bucket, you know, sometimes they ship excavators without the bucket. This time I'm fully equipped.
Good to know. We can make some alterations if we need to.
Sheridan.
This is our 324 junction.
So we're turning right.
Correct.
Yeah, I'll go in the middle, or yeah, if you can block that lane, I'll just turn from this lane, or maybe from the middle.
Copy that.
It's not too bad. See, I like that when you're turning and it's not like 100 degrees or 120 degrees. You can see it's more than 90 degrees, you know, I mean less than 90 degrees. maybe I'm mistaken, but anyway, I want to be in this lane. You see, that's one thing you learn. And I remember when I was a new student driver, I was always amazed at how my instructor...
And after this, we're going to be looking to turn back on 5, which would be Main Street again. And at that point, we'll be turning left.
Yeah, so now the stretches will be longer, so right? So now it's going to be easier. So this was, I think, the most difficult part that we just passed.
Yeah, all the little 1 mile here, half a mile there, turns and everything. Definitely those are little headaches for sure, but now we can get going here a little more steady.
And so I was saying that, you know, I used to be amazed, like, how does the instructor know from how to set up the truck, you know, before the turn?
Yeah, I know. To run a survey and everything, how do they realize this is your best route? You know, it's difficult to understand how they do all that.
Sorry, I was talking to my camera. Not sure why I pushed the button. Yeah, I have a camera in my head. I'm doing the video for my channel.
Oh, nice. Okay, we're just turning green. Looking good on the turn so far.
Yeah, I love that booster.
Clear.
So I was saying that I was always amazed how the instructor knew instinctively where to position the truck before the turn, and I asked him about this. I said, how do you know? And he says, comes with experience. And that feeling came to me, that kind of like a sixth sense, you know. When you're a professional trucker, you know, depending on how long you are. Look at this guy, crazy, almost grazing me, you know. So like I know how my rear turns, so now I'm a bit braver because I know it pushes me into the turn. It actually turns better than my 4-axle trailer. And so knowing your length and how the trailer turns, you know, you can visualize what's gonna happen once you go into the turn, you know. Because I did make some mistakes when I was, you know, starting. If you remember my first load, when I worked for Premium Ventures, they gave me this grape harvester, and I was going somewhere in the States, and the turn was like 140 degrees, you know. And I parked, I went to look at it, but still I didn't have enough room, you know, and I couldn't do it. And so the rear of the trailer went, you know, on the shoulder. They had to call a tow truck, so that was an expensive lesson, you know.
I got a red light up here.
Okay, 324. I think we keep going, right?
Yes, we're going to be looking for 5 as our next turn on our left turn. Route 5, which will be Main Street again. That time we'll be turning left. Yeah, we still got several miles to go before that.
Yeah, 10-4. But this truck, you know, like when I'm loaded, I cannot use gear 1. So there's something is wrong with that picture, you know. I have to go into low or low high. And the only time I can use gear 1 is if there's a hill. You know, otherwise the truck starts like shaking, you know. But it's super slow. Of course, starting in 1 is in low, it's super slow. That's why I think this truck needs a 4:10 ratio. Oh wow, we didn't hit the bridge. That's always, you know, a good experience. Of course, and I covered. I left the shipper yesterday. I didn't cover the exhaust, and I covered it this morning. And look at this thing. What are you doing?
Okay, we're going to lose a lane now. So be careful, people shooting up on your right over there.
I think I'm going to go left.
Okay, sounds good. Because finally, when we do hit 5,
plus they have these nice island, you know, so I can keep the right track of the machine inside the line.
Good idea.
So people are jumping for joy now they can pass me.
Yeah, you cleared up that right lane for them, and you get everybody in a hurry to get by us now.
Oh, 277, I know this one. A couple of times they sent me on this.
Okay, just
277.
turn green.
It goes south, and I think you can catch US 20 at the bottom of Buffalo, and that's what they made me do a couple of times. But this time, you see, we're going, yeah, we're not turning right on 277 like the GPS wants me to.
I got plenty of room. Okay, you're clear of the oncoming traffic.
But this thing, look at this. It keeps changing the route, keep replanning. What's your problem? You know? And again, I programmed that one for a TA in Dansville. All right, now it's leading me on this one. Let's see if it's gonna find Main Street, because we're turning left on New York 5, which is Main Street. You know, and of course the important thing is, you know, driving with such, you know, big load is just take it easy and be a bit, you know, self-conscious. I mean, you have to push people sometimes a little bit because they don't understand the danger. They try to pass you when it's too narrow, so that's why I have to go in the middle, you know. Or like you see now, that's a good thing to do because I know there's this island, right? So I moved left, and so now all the people have the entire right lane, and I just try to make sure that my track, the track of the machine, the widest point is inside this broken line, and that's pretty, makes it safe for everybody, you know. Of course, as long as there's nobody parks in here, you know, sometimes people go in the middle lane to turn, because you see that lane is for turning left and right, and so I have to watch that. I told the guys that the most important thing for us to do today is to reach Maryland, because
Okay, just got a red light up there.
Because the police guy will be waiting for us at 9 o'clock tomorrow, Wednesday. Roger that. At the PA line, so I cannot miss that, because those guys, you know, it's lots of bureaucracy. They want 24 to 48 hours lead time. So if we miss that, and that's Wednesday, they can say, hey, now you have to give us 48 hours, so now we're gonna meet you Friday at 9 a.m. You know, and then definitely my broker will not be happy, because they threatened to take some money off the rate if I don't deliver Wednesday. And I think we're gonna stop this Blockbuster at once we turn on Highway 5, because after that it's gonna be just.
I got a car sneaking to your left. It's turn left up here. Be careful.
Yeah, 10-4. You see, I'm starting in low, high, like low, and my low splits into two. Now we're in one high, two low, three, height. And
right up here just turned green.
Finally, we're in 5 low. Let's make this light. 6 low. We're cooking with gas. I don't think we're gonna make this one because there's a truck parked over there and the pedestrian crossing is already red, and normally these things, they have sensors.
Red light.
So you see, I knew this, because when there's cars parked, usually there's a sensor, and it'll try to turn the light, you know, for them to cross. But if there's nobody and you see green light,
We should still be a couple miles away from our New York 5 Main Street, where we'll be turning left.
yeah, 10-4. But yeah, that one is that's the first thing you learn when you're a new trucker, is that you watch pedestrian signals, you know, because if the light is green like now, right, and it's already red, and you see that guy stop there, so that's a guarantee that it's gonna turn red soon. And so I always get nervous, you know, if I see the red pedestrian light. And no, I'm not using, in case somebody's wondering, I'm not using the clutch. I stopped doing this probably, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 years ago. I only use it in to go into first gear and in reverse. Okay, we have 5 high. Now we're gonna be 6 low, and I'm pretty sure we're gonna catch the red light in here.
Red light.
Boy, I'm good. Oh wow, that's nice. You couldn't wait to turn into this lane? Unbelievable. Did you see that? The guy comes from here. This lane is fully open, and you can hardly see the driver. The head is over here. And Kia Spectra EX steel rims.
Yeah, you got another car coming up on your left.
Yeah, did you see what this Kia did? She came from the curb lane, passed in front of me, whereas the left lane was fully open.
Oh boy. Figures. You're right. You said something about no insurance. They could care less.
Is that an old lady over there behind the wheel?
Yeah, definitely. She's probably in her 70s.
I knew that.
Yeah, they drive by a whole different set of rules.
Now the trick is, how do you know when to shift? You need to know the best starting RPM for the next gear. Like, I know this truck, I need, in the next gear I have to be somewhere around 1300, better 1350. And of course when you upshift, you lose about 200, 250 RPM. So if I want to end up at 1300, I have to leave the previous gear at 1500, you know, and that's, so it's pretty easy. Like, I have my tachometer, digital tachometer over there, so now I see it's 1280, 13, 1330, 1370, 1400, kind of like an airplane about to take off. 1460, 1500. So now I can shift into 5 low, and you see we end up at 1270, so that's a bit too soon. So especially with a heavy load, I think it's a good idea to do like 1550 on this truck. 1550. And that noise you heard, Roger, that noise you heard, that was me. I hit the gas or the throttle too soon. If you hit the throttle too soon, you know, you interfere with gears changing.
That was a quick red light.
Of course, I have to add RPM when it's a hill. So you saw now I shifted almost at 1600. Well, the truck pulls really great on in lower gears, but things slow down when I go into 8 high, you know, and that's where I need more torque in those gears, and that's why I'm thinking about changing tires to a smaller tire on the drives. Lots of cops this morning. I saw one guy at an intersection standing when I was crossing on the green. There was a police car over there. This guy just passed. I try to upshift around 1200. Okay, this is still 324. But this is definitely a much nicer area. You see, like a very wide streets, wide lanes. Like where are we actually? Are we somewhere close to the airport? Oh wow, we are definitely west of, we are west of, northeast actually of Buffalo, and finally it found the Highway 5. Yeah, my Google Maps finally found the Highway 5. It says 3.6 kilometers, 2 miles.
Yeah, I kind of figured it was getting pretty close.
Yeah, this is definitely much better than the downtown stuff over there.
Yeah, absolutely. It'll get better pretty soon too, especially once we hit 390.
The center lane disappeared, so I gotta be careful here because my track sticks out, well, just a little bit. when Google Maps, you know, finds the route. You see, as soon as there's a hill,
Red light.
as soon as there's a hill, the truck of course slows down, because 172,000, that's boy. Yeah, I see. Now, okay, let's try gear 1, because here it seems to be level. But of course that's bad for the clutch, you know, when it starts. See? So that's not good. And I think on my Mack truck, actually, I never had this. Mack truck originally had what, 391, then I changed to 410, and it had a small engine. But what's cool about Mack, everybody was saying good things about the maybe I'm mistaken, but it was, I think it was the same transmission, it was the same 18 speed, but for some reason in first gear I could start in the first gear, you know, without this. But I noticed about this truck, like from day one, so 391, I'm telling you, for this super heavy loads, sometimes people ask me, right, about the axle ratios, and that's what I say, that like somebody told me that you know, 391 is like perfect for, you know, 40-55 ton trailer. And once you get into this multi-axle stuff, you know, Jeeps and Stingers, you know, like 60 ton, then it's better to have 410. You know, 60 ton, 70 ton, you know, 410, or even if you go heavier, then you want to have like double gear, you know, dual gear differentials. But I don't go off-road that much, you know. Alright, that's Highway 5.
Yep. Should be taking a left here onto Main Street. Just turn red. That was a quick one too.
Okay, I'll go right, because there's 2 lanes turning left.
Okay, yeah, you're gonna need both of them. I don't see anything behind you either. Hopefully nobody's gonna try to sneak to your left. I got a white car approaching behind you. I hope he stays back a little ways.
Okay, and after this, it's only like 9 miles. Wow, until Crittenden Road, which I looked up on the map. It's Highway 8.
Copy that. Yeah, be careful of that left. That car on your left. And then you got a red one behind him.
You know, sometimes when you go into low high, it doesn't want to connect.
Plenty of room. Okay, you're clear. We lose a lane right up here.
Yeah, I see that. Well, and we still have lights. I thought Highway 5 would be, you know, like clear sailing. No. Like state police. You gotta be careful. Alright, so we're gonna finish recording here, guys. So thanks for watching. I hope I can deliver Wednesday. And then I'm gonna stack everything up and go to the truck stop and sit there for a couple of days. to see if there's any loads out of Baltimore, Chicago, Minneapolis, Fargo to go to Western Canada, because that's if I don't find anything, I'll have to go empty again, because like I already received the payment from the customer. He definitely wants to move that scraper before the spring weight restrictions laws kick in somewhere March 1st, you know, somewhere around March 1st, so I cannot sit too long waiting for the next load, I mean.